She sound like Kimi da yo, Kimi nan da yo. Oshiete kureta. Kurayami mo ikaru nara. Hoshizora ni naru. Kanashimi wo egao ni mo kakusanai de. Kirameku donna hoshi mo.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, welcome back to another FaceCam only video. I don't remember the last time I did this. I think it might have been a while ago, not counting Q&As, by the way. But yeah, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about my 10, this is 5, my 10 favorite anime studios. So I'm not going to be talking about like working conditions, right? So I will only be talking about the animation, how well it's done, and how the anime itself turned out. So, yeah, we're not going to take like poor working conditions into consideration. And I'm looking at you, Mappa. I'm looking at you. You better treat your Chainsaw Man animators well. So now let's get started with today's sponsor. Do you like anime and manga? Then you should definitely check out WeebTalk. It's kind of a silly name, now that I think about it. WeebTalk is hosted by these two absolute legends. You can listen to WeebTalk on Apple Music, Spotify, Anchor, and more. I don't remember. We also have a YouTube channel where we're going to try to post more, you know. So yeah, check that out for things like reactions, anime and manga discussions, and fun episodes. Like quizzes, we've done a few like anime quizzes, where we quizzed someone else before. So yeah. All right, so getting into number 10, we've got A1 Pictures. So I don't really have much to say about A1. It's just that like the animation and the way most of their anime have turned out are pretty heckin' great, you know? Like, the animation in Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online, love it or hate it, it's got great animation. And Blue Exorcist. Apparently people really hate Blue Exorcist. I can see why. Season 2 ended really weirdly, so that's why I'm gonna try and pick up on the manga one day. But, personally, I really enjoyed Blue Exorcist. The animation was pretty good. Early 7 Deadly Sins and Your Lie in April were also extremely good. So they did an absolutely amazing job on Erase. I don't get how people don't like the ending. I can understand how they might think it's a little, like, not as fulfilling, but it was still awesome. Number 9, we got Studio Ghibli. First of all, stunning animation, and it's a really iconic studio. Every Ghibli movie I've watched was just awesome, you know? It had stunning animation. Absolutely stunning. It's beautiful, man. It's kind of crazy how amazing the animation was for its time as well. Everything they make is just so enjoyable. It's a lot of them are also like really nice and relaxing to watch. Like My Neighbor Totoro, for example, that was a good one. Ponyo as well. Their anime are just so aesthetically pleasing. They also made one of my favorite anime movies of all time. So yeah. Number 8. This was actually supposed to be an honorable mention, but then I switched it. It's Toei Animation. Since like the 80s, 90s, and even like a little before that, Toei has always been doing like an amazing job. Dragon Ball Z had some of the best animation in all of 90s anime. All the Dragon Ball movies as well, including the freaking crazy Broly movie. Broly movie is easily my favorite piece of Dragon Ball anime content out there. Even though the majority of Dragon Ball Super was like dog dookie, besides like parts of the Goku Black arc and the like the end of the Tournament of Power. It also had a really boring start. But it did have some really good fight scenes and moments, you know, like Tournament of Power, or the end of the Goku Black arc. And also, lately, One Piece animation for like the past however many episodes has had like movie quality. And I'm really excited to... How do you say it? I'm really excited to catch up on One Piece because One Piece fans, they're kind of lucky with the way the animation's looking at the moment. Number 7, David Productions. JoJo, and Fire Force. This studio is the absolute opposite of bad. DP just goes above and beyond, especially with JoJo, and I can't wait for part 6 because, well, part 5 had stunning animation. Part 5 was crazy, excluding like the final Muda, you know, where Giorno was doing the Muda Muda on Diavolo. Specifically, like this little part, the entire fight was great, except for like this small like 5-second clip. It looked really wacky. So their sound effects are out of this world. I'm not even going off of my script at the moment, as I forgot to write this, but the David Production sound effects are literally some of the best to probably the best to ever exist and that I've ever listened to. David Productions. Number 6, Mappa. Mappa's been killing it lately. So far, like every anime that I've seen from them has had like really great animation and fight scenes. Like Attack on Titan Season 4, Jujutsu Kaisen, God of High School. Even though the story was extremely rushed for God of High School, the animation was top tier. Dororo, if I'm not mistaken, Dorohedoro, Inuyashiki, and the list goes on. A lot of people say Mappa ruined series like Dorohedoro and Attack on Titan, but personally, I think they're doing great. I haven't read a lot of the Dorohedoro manga, but I really like the CGI in the anime. I'm really excited for Chainsaw Man. I really think people should read the manga first before the show, but I'm excited. Okay, so now we're entering the top 5, but before we start that, I would just like to remind everyone that this is my opinion, right? So it's okay if yours is different, but I'm just going to put a quick warning for if there are any like angry anime watchers behind their keyboards just waiting, just waiting to send a barrage of angry comments. There's going to be no Studio Pierrot or Pierrot, I don't know how to pronounce it. No Studio Pierrot, no Dean, Shaft, Trigger, or Kyoto Animations in this top 5 because, hey, some of these studios, I haven't really watched anything from them. Like Kyoto Animations or Trigger. Or Dean or Shaft. And, or B, they just aren't a good studio in my opinion. Like Pierrot, who is known to have extremely mediocre or bad animation until it's an important moment. Having huge amounts of filler or not even following the original source material. It's Tokyo Ghoul, for example. Tokyo Ghoul, the manga, in my opinion, is perfection. It's amazing. Also, the freaking crazy amount of filler in Naruto Shippuden, Bleach, and Boruto. And before everybody's like, it's anime original, it's basically filler. It wasn't in the manga. Yeah, with that out of the way, here is number 5, Studio Wit, or Wit Studio. I don't remember. The first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, how do you pronounce that? Vivi Floret Ison, Great Pretender, etc., etc., etc. When I watch an anime made by Wit, it feels like I'm watching a movie. They're all spectacular, they're all really clean, and sometimes I think the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan I genuinely think they were better than the manga. Not saying that Isayama has bad art. I actually really like the art of Attack on Titan, but that's just my personal opinion because the animation was just nuts. Number 4, this one was pretty obvious in my opinion. Madhouse. So I first started writing this script when I finally finished the Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter. Okay, so first of all, Madhouse has apparently it went really downhill a while ago, but it's still a top 5 studio for me because I haven't really seen the anime that they made that were terrible yet. Madhouse, from what I've seen, has some of the best animation in all of anime. And production. Death Note, Monster, Parasite, Season 1 of One Punch Man, which I just recently finished rewatching it, and it was godlike. Hunter freaking Hunter. And 99% of the time, Madhouse delivers an amazingly high quality show. Every anime I've seen from Madhouse, I've loved. It's that simple. Madhouse is just spectacular. Number 3, Studio Bones. anime made by Bones have some of the best fights ever. I'm just gonna list like a few fights. Mob versus Toyami, Teruki versus Shimazaki, Greed versus Bradley, Deku versus Todoroki, All Might versus Nomu, Alphonse versus Pride, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, I could talk about the fight scenes made by Studio Bones for days, maybe even years. They're awesome. I don't really know how to explain it, but like I'm mind blown at sometimes. Like sometimes I'll be watching an anime made by Bones, and I am absolutely filled with hype. Whenever I watch a clip of Sakuga from Bones, oh man, it's actually insane. Also, apparently they've been doing like an amazing job in terms of animation with My Hero Academia, and so I'm excited to get to season 5. You can say what you want about My Hero, but it's got some of the craziest animation, especially the movies, which I might be reacting to soon. Number 2. I really hope no one gets mad at this, but this is not my number 1. Number 2 is Studio, or is it Studio? It's Ufotable. Now, in terms of quality, Ufotable is definitely like the best here because they're really great with mixing like brilliant animation with awesome CGI and amazing After Effects. They're awesome when it comes to making something look awesome. So yeah, it's definitely the best in terms of animation. But like, remember when I said watching anime made by Wit Studio was like feeling like you're watching a movie? That's like nothing compared to Ufotable. Watching an Ufotable anime is, how can I explain it? It's like jumping into your TV and actually being in the fight yourself. You'd think I was actually fighting in the Holy Grail War in Fate Zero. You know, but I think we all know which Ufotable anime Nico and I would enter. Okay, so hi, it's like editing, Alex. Apparently, from what I've heard, Fate Apocrypha isn't actually made by Ufotable, so that joke isn't really as funny anymore. Let's get back to the video. Everything looks incredibly detailed sometimes. It almost looks real. Their use of like CGI and effects it's honestly mind-blowing. I don't think there's really a word that describes how amazing Ufotable animation really is. And now, here we are, the numero uno number 1 spot on my list. My favorite anime studio of all time is, drumroll please, drumroll please, Gainax. Gainax is my all-time favorite studio. Okay? Simply because they do whatever they want, and it ends up being awesome. Like, watching an anime made by Gainax is, it's honestly a heavenly experience, I'll be honest. Every anime made by Gainax that I've seen has made it into my top 10. Whether it was in my top 10 and then disappeared, because I watched a better show, or it's still in my top 10 today. Right this second. Gainax animation is so smooth. The Sakuga is absolutely crazy. Apparently I never ended up finishing the second Gurren Lagann movie, and so the homie and I, Nico, watched the second Gurren Lagann movie in a Discord call. It's... man. I genuinely cannot describe how fantastic that film was. That was... I genuinely prefer the second movie more than the second half of the Gurren Lagann show. I said it. Deal with it. It's so mind-blowing how greatly animated some of these shows are, especially for the years they came out. Because, like, Fully Cooley came out in the really early 2000s, right? Also, Evangelion freaking Gellion. Evangelion is... I'm saying the word mind-blowing a lot, but Evangelion was mind-blowing for the year it came out. Like, man! People apparently don't like Gainax, though, because a lot of their anime make no sense and are confusing. But, let me spit some facts right now. Gurren Lagann, Fully Cooley, and Evangelion are godlike, first of all. And also, even when I watched Evangelion and Fully Cooley, Even the episodes where I understood absolutely nothing and had to read like giant Reddit articles of what happened, I still freaking loved those shows, and they're both a 10 out of 10 for me as well. So yeah, that's why Gainax is my favorite studio of all time. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video, guys. Remember that this is my opinion though, because you know, if you're mad that Studio Pierrot or something isn't in my #1 spot, I'll be completely honest. I don't care. But if your #1 studio is Pierrot or Pierre, how do you even say that?
Studio Pierrot.
Oh, but let's say
Studio Pierrot.
your #1 favorite anime studio. That's completely fine. That's awesome, and I respect your opinion 100% because the times where they actually do have good animation, it's crazy. So yeah, check that out. But yep, that's it. All right, that's it for this video. See ya.